This hydro dipping question comes from one of our YouTube viewers, and they ask, would love to see some videos about Cerakote and the difference between it and hydro dipping. Y'all got questions? I got answers. Let's do it. So Mr. Liquid Midnight 07 asked, would love to see some videos about Cerakote and the difference between it and hydro dipping, and I responded back and asked him what specifically he was wanting to know because they're completely different coatings. He responded back asking about the durability, how to apply it, and are they interchangeable. So let's take this piece by piece. First off, durability. I do Cerakote and hydro dip here, and I know a lot of people that are in one or other, both sides of the industry, and we all have about the same opinion. Hydro dip and Cerakote have about equal durability. Don't take my word for it. I have a link right up here to a torture test video that we did on Cerakote versus hydro dip on an everyday carry. Go check it out and see for yourself. As far as the application process goes for Cerakote and hydro dip, they are a little bit similar in their prep. Hydro dipping can be a little bit more involved because there's some things that can be hydro dipped that can't be Cerakoted. Glass and bone being one of those things, and ABS plastic, which is not safe in the oven. Degreasing is usually the same. Use the same process for getting all the grease and oils off the parts. Sandblasting is the same for both. Sandblasting is absolutely necessary for Cerakote, just like it is for hydro dipping. Now there is some stuff that you can hydro dip and get away with just scuffing, but I don't recommend it. I would much rather see you sandblast because that is the best way to get the best adhesion for your hydro dipping paint. The only difference in sandblasting between Cerakote and hydro dip is on Cerakote you can do the inside, outside, and all of the part that you're planning on Cerakoting. With hydro dip, you want to leave the original finish on the inside of the part because hydro dip paint builds up a lot thicker than Cerakote does. So on the inside of like pew-pews and stuff, you'll run into clearance issues because the paint thickness is just a lot more than Cerakote is. And it's really simple. You just tape off the parts that you don't want to get sandblasted or overspray on, and that is how we go about sandblasting for hydro dip. Spraying hydro dip and Cerakote paint is completely different processes. Cerakote uses a much smaller HVLP gun, usually a 0.8 size tip, and Hydrographics uses a much larger HVLP gun like you would use for painting a car. Usually 1.4 to about 1.8 is the tip size for it. Cerakote is sprayed in a very slow manner and it's really just one coat and you're done. With hydro dipping, it's just like painting a car or anything else. You're going to use nice, smooth, and quick passes just like you would if you were painting something else. Hydro dipping is a lot different. You're going to use multiple coats of your paint. You sometimes use multiple coats of clear coat depending on what it is, and you paint just like you would with an HVLP gun when you are spraying a car. And the finishing process for Cerakote is a lot different. You're actually going to put it in an oven and bake it. That is how you get the final hardness. And in hydro dipping, we use clear coats that are air cured, and that is what gives the hydro dip its durability. And the last question he asked was, are they interchangeable? Not really, but yes, kind of, maybe, on Tuesdays. So as far as dipping to Cerakote, we've done a video on this, but there's not really a reliable way to get hydro dip to stick to Cerakote and Cerakote still work the way that it's supposed to. So using Cerakote as your base for hydro dipping instead of paint is out of the question. Don't even try it. Now on the hydro dipping side, there are some Cerakote clear coats that are safe to be used on hydro dip parts because they are air cured clear coats. You cannot use the bake-on clear coats like the H series clear coats that Cerakote offers on anything that's been hydro dipped. It will not work. But if you want to use the Cerakote air cured clear coat, the C series, you can do that on your hydro dip parts. It's just me and my personal opinion. I'm not a huge fan of the Cerakote clear coats. I think our clear coats, the 2K urethanes, are much tougher in the long run. The Cerakote C series colors work great. Not a huge fan of their air cured clear coats though. Again, it's just my opinion from a lot of experience and doing it here for a living. You try it out for yourself and figure out what you like best. Also, if you're interested in learning more about hydro dipping, getting some training online, or even thinking about getting into the hydro dipping business, you should definitely check out our online training program over on Patreon. I've got a link to that down in the description box below. If you're interested in learning more about Cerakote or getting into the Cerakote business, I would definitely recommend you check out my friends over at Branson Cerakote. They have an awesome YouTube channel and do a ton of Cerakote stuff, and they also offer in-person training as well. If you want to check them out, bransoncerakote.com. I do not do Cerakote training. I only do hydro dip training. But Branson is where I would tell you to go if you're looking to get some training in Cerakote. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's roll the bloopers. Training in Cerakote, if it was me, I almost said if I were a young warthog, I would. What the hell is wrong with me? Our YouTube viewers, Liquid Midnight 07 asked, Liquid Midnight 07? I have questions. Where did you come up with that name? If I were me and I was looking to get some, did I just say if I were me and you were you?